We had a client who had 6 restaurants and cafes. Basically, some of them were more takeaway, but they had 2 that were proper restaurants with proper menus, including a full fit out table service. What had happened is we had lodged this case with the Department of Home Affairs. So the case officer had, even with all the evidence, had just looked at it and said, no, this is a takeaway fast food restaurant. Therefore, it didn't meet the caveat which doesn't allow restaurant managers, chefs or cooks to be sponsored in a limited service restaurant. At the tribunal, we used the same evidence, we just updated it, but we broke down to the member the difference between our food and the food of a limited service restaurant. For example, there was a steak sandwich, but it was a picanha steak sandwich. And that sandwich was slow cooked, slow barbecued, and it had a lot of expertise and culinary experience behind it. Different to, for example, you get a takeaway steak sandwich at a normal cafe. Because of the Brazilian-inspired menu and because of the very custom-made ingredients, we were able to convince the tribunal member within 20 minutes to overturn that sponsorship. The importance of that is that now opens the door for that establishment to bring on more chefs, more cooks, and more restaurants, as we now have a precedent at the tribunal in order to assist them. So if you've had a case rejected or you're worried about lodging it and the risk, at Solve Migration, we can follow it through all the way to appeal. And during that appeal, you do generally get work rights and a bridging visa. For more information, visit solvemigration.com.